very moving for me is the fact that Orlando Furioso was represented in the prison of Volterra in 1994. And the last example comes from Guido Crepax, a very famous designer of comics. And here, as you see, his heroine, Valentina, it becomes Angelica. So we have these two very famous examples of women that come together. And it's very interesting because Guido Crepax also realized a game with Orlando Furioso, and we can see some pieces of the game. And okay, this is only some. There are only some examples of a very long fortune in the visual art. And now we hear how the fortune of the Orlando Furioso was very important also in the music. Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay, thank you. Professor Bolzoni just guided us through a fascinating journey. Indeed, we traveled with Orlando and the other characters from Ludovico Ariosto's epic through the mirror of the images that over the centuries have captured the multifaceted nature of this amazing work. Now, I would like to explore another question relevant to the reception of the Orlando Furioso. What happens when Orlando goes on stage? Or to put it differently, what happens when the printed page of the Orlando Furioso, possibly the most successful epic of the European Renaissance, becomes a stage? And I hope you don't mind my playing a bit with the slides. I think I was a set designer in a different life, So, what happens when the heroes and heroines of Ariosto's epic are brought to life, specifically in opera? When their voices become truly audible, when their talking becomes song? Well, one possible way to answer these questions is to think that, in fact, the performative nature of the text was indeed crucial to Ariosto's own poetical invention. For sure, Ariosto conceived the Orlando Furioso as a poem to be read, but it is all too clear that the poet had in mind not only the possibility to read the poem aloud, but also the possibility to sing the poem. On the one hand, the Orlando Furioso was but the ripest fruit, one could say the most refined literary reshaping of a long-lasting tradition, a very popular one. Namely, the tradition of singing epic poetry, a tradition that had been blossoming throughout the Middle Ages. The street singers and poets would be improvising on the piazzas of Italy, indeed on the piazzas of Europe, singing to the lyre or to the lute, narrating stories such as those of Roland and the other paladins of King Charles. On the other hand, as the finest product of this popular tradition, as soon as it became a canonical work, a veritable classic, to use Daniel Jevitt's phrasing, the Orlando Furioso offered all sorts of materials for adaptations of many kinds across different mediums, among which, starting around 1600, opera. The extremely rich tradition of musical adaptations of Ariosto's Orlando Furioso includes works by composers such as Francesca Caccini, who brought Ruggero and the Enchantress Alcina to the court of Florence. Jean-Baptiste Lully followed in her footsteps, bringing the same story to Versailles, at the court of France. And after them, composers such as Handel and Vivaldi both made sensations in the Baroque theaters of London and Venice, with their many operas based on the Orlando Furioso.